completely missed qualifying.
Okay, I think we're live now. I think we've got it figured out, Ricky.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Hello everybody, welcome to Contest of Speed Tier 1 from Japan. We join you, we're pretty much at the end of qualifying now. We do apologize for technical difficulties, just some logistical errors and communication issues on both of our ends. So Ricky, good to have you though, and good to finally have everything figured out.
Yeah, for sure. We had some issues, but we are going to get. Oh, it started raining. I'm sure I've just seen some specks of rain. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, if it does start to rain, people who are out on track now are just about going to get it in, but people who are just on their outlap are probably going to struggle.
Now we're on board Lego right now as Al comes across. So Al Altakir, who is hunting down Lego in the points and won this race last year, comes across, and he had more of a dry lap than Lego did, and now Lego still has to finish the third sector.
Reports from 130R, I'm seeing rain, and it is coming down quite fiercely in Sector 3.
This could be an extremely sloppy 130R. Pretty clean from Lego.
Alcatier's got his lap in just in time. It is coming down fast.
Lego slows down to probably not wanting to improve his time and start on those tires. Now he's come to a complete stop in the middle of the line. I'm assuming that's what he was trying to do. But yeah, pretty much everybody on their lap, they're not going to be able to improve. So this should be how the points or the grid stays.
Wow, I hope it rains in the race.
It's kind of looking down the order.
Look at Raikkonen. He's just on his outlap. He's not going to improve.
He just watched a Haas loop it at the end of the S's, and it is.
Oh, he's binned it.
Yeah, he's binned it. It is too wet to be out there. Fruitful's lost it. I figure everybody else. I mean, there's no point at this time.
I tell you what an absolute tragedy for Raikkonen. He's left it too late.
Got 2 spell on the lap at the moment.
I don't think he's going to improve. I don't see how he can. You can see Fruitful has lost it at the hairpin. That's quite some talent spot in there, but yeah, Wizards give up.
Yeah, he's backed off, so we missed pretty much all of qualifying then on the stream because of the rain. Al Altakir with a 127.4. That's probably the fastest lap I've seen on this game at Japan.
Yeah, Raikkonen may as well just park it right in. Save some rubber on it in case he needs to use them later on. But I wonder if the race is going to start wet.
Yeah, it is interesting. I think. Looking at qualifying the race, unfortunately, it's not like if you qualify in the end of the qualifying session is wet, that doesn't mean the race will be wet. There are 2 entirely different kind of time periods on this game, so we could see easily a dry race as well, or we could see heavy rain in the race. Japan is one of those tracks where you do get a wide variety of weather, and I think we've seen that now in Tier 1, probably the most interesting tier in terms of points, in terms of battling and parity. Look at a lot of these times, and especially the midfield, everybody's within pretty much 128 range from P4 down to P8, P1 through 4, all within a second, so...
Yeah, I mean, the McLaren boys won't be... And if it is dry, 2 spells in a pretty decent spot, I guess. You can go out on some fresh tyres, you can choose for strategy. But look, no one did a time on the mediums or the hards, so I'm kind of thinking that it's going to be wet at the start.
Yeah, that would be my guess. As far as anybody else. Then again, the soft tires is kind of the tires you want to start on in the first place. It might have been one of those sessions where it was supposed to rain throughout, and then it just didn't and held off until the very end.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing for Conza there. Thomas only P7. I mean, it's only 13 drivers, but it's a very, very quick 13 drivers.
Yeah, we do have a couple of you in the chat talking about Thomas, who's back after having an illness last week, so good to see him back and racing in Tier 1. Roberts in chat says that Thomas said he would out-qualify Fruitful today. I'm disappointed. I think some of the weather might have had to do with that. Fruitful has been showing quite a lot of pace, though, in this game.
Yeah, he's just a machine on that control pad. You know, he is from Holland. He is a bit of a death machine. He's got a bit crazy in his head, but he's a gentleman off track. Let's go, Fruit. Let's go.
Alright, not quite sure who readied up first. I wasn't paying much attention.
Officer 1, is it? Possibly?
Looks dry, though, as the car's...
Yeah, it's very dry.
Bouncing around on the grid on my screen. This is an interesting session in terms of technology as well. One of the first times I've really streamed on this game, let alone watching a race from overseas. So European lobby and North American viewing it and streaming it should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we got Dougie and we got Calzo, who have joined late, so I don't think they'll be able to have a setup right.
No.
Default, I mean, no brake pressure around here. Could be deadly, to be fair. I can see him struggling.
It'll have to be extremely careful. But this is a track where you don't really want to push the car, at least until you get to the end of the race. Something that I learned the hard way Monday night.
Jamie in 13th has gone for the soft to medium strategy, which to be honest with you, I kind of a little bit surprised, but you know, if he doesn't get past the medium runners early on, his strategy's out the window. I kind of thought he'd play the waiting game, to be honest, but I think we could see Jamie making some moves early on, so I'll go on board with Jamie from the start-finish line.
Alright, as Al takes his Mercedes through Spoon.
The McLarens are side by side in Spoon. If I'm Wizard, I would just start to back the field up ever so slightly, let the softs cool down a bit, you know, and then put some heat at the end of the lap. Yeah, he is doing.
We saw Al and Lego come together lap 1 at Russia. Could we see another battle and collision between the front runners? Of course, that one deemed a racing incident. Fruitful's kind of around in the middle of that.
Yeah, I'm looking around. It doesn't look like there's too many clouds gathering, so we could be on for a fully dry race here. Hopefully the weather gods shake it up a little bit and we see some wet weather.
See the back end of the grid coming now to their slots, ready to line up. 15 cars, a little bit better of attendance than last week at Russia. We'll start to see the lights. Here we go.
I'm on board with Jamie.
Interesting camera angle to start this thing. Here we go. 5 red lights. And away we go here from Japan.
Okay.
It looks like Fruitful got
Jamie,
a good jump. Fruitful
Raikon
is there 4 wide in the back. Fruitful and Al go side by side into the first turn, and Fruitful with the better jump is out in front. What a great move out of the Ferrari. Al sticks in P2, Lego, and jump through the back of the grid is very important. Lap 1 through sector 1. When they're all bunched together, has the potential for quite a bit of mayhem, but it looks fairly clean throughout.
Yeah, on board with Jamie at the back. Oh, Jamie's gone right into the back of Raikon. And there's a Constantina effect of braking in Degna 1. And he's just simply gone into the back of Raikon. Nothing he could do. No one's fault, just racing incident. And he's lost some end plate on the left-hand side, and that is going to kill him around here. He may as well box now, jump onto the mediums, and maybe have a last stint on the soft.
All starting to even out is... Oh, there's a Haas off. Taze Leroy goes off right as I say it at the end of Spoon 2. I think everybody else got around him. No contact, but he just got off, and now him and Calzo comes up onto the back of Taze so quickly after having a bad exit out of Spoon. It really destroys your lap heading into the hairpin now.
There's collision Raikon and Taz. Oh, there's a collision between the Haas.
Yeah, there's more wing damage for Raikon.
Oh, Raikon's having a...
Raikon's in, and Jamie passes him on the entrance to the pits. Jamie goes by Raikon. So there's a Red Bull and a Toro Rosso in the pits, lap 1. The race has not gone to plan for both of them.
Triple key. Great start, mate.
And Raikon just retires in the pits. So, meanwhile up front, Fruitful, kind of a train through sector 1. Now onto the middle part, this figure 8 Suzuka circuit.
Wizard with a, you have to say, a pretty solid start. He is on the, the more durable tyre. He's holding station right now, and he's not losing ground on the soft roaders, and them mediums are only going to come better over the next 3 or 4 laps as the Sauber absolutely destroys the racing line, going on the grass. Calzo's really struggling now.
Yeah, without a setup. Riding on board Fruitful.
Yeah, he doesn't have a setup. It's six wings are going to kill him around here.
DRS will be activated the next time across the line. Al takes a peek to the outside, going into the chicane. But Fruitful holds them off for the time being, but Al all over the back. Will try around the outside down the stretch. Side by side, looks like Fruitful might have a little bit less downforce as he holds them off into turn 1. Al with a little switchback, but Fruitful covers that off as well to stay in P1.
Leroy's just overtaken a Renault going into turn 2. Nicely done. Who was that? Was that Dougie? Dougie for some reason. Ah, right, yeah, because he joined late to put him in the Renault when he should be in the Williams. So Jay goes with a good start from P10 to P7. Thomas hasn't really made that much ground just yet. He's got a bit of free air at the minute, so you'd imagine he'll be pushing his next 4 or 5 laps. I think lap 8 you can kind of get away with going onto the mediums. There is about a 3-second undercut here. Obviously, if you can manage your tyres, that's not a problem. But yeah, I would say anywhere from lap 9 would probably be ideal.
Right now it's a 4-car breakaway. Almost 2 seconds to Simply in P5, so the top 4 all running nose to tail. One thing, Ricky, is dirty air. You can really burn your tires out having to deal with that. And J.F. Roche, who's back after his race ban, is going to have to deal with quite a lot of that. Hard place to pass as well, but you want to stay in this lead group to potentially stay on for a podium finish. As Al goes around the outside, and there it is, yeah, with the DRS, made that look pretty easy. And after starting P1, getting beat off the line, but takes back P1. And we'll see if he can create a gap to Fruitful. Other battles.
Yeah, definitely a track where the wheel is the kind of steering that you want around here for sure.
Back through the pack, Konzo on the back of Jay Ghost, and looking on the inside at the end of Sector 1. Now it turns into the outside. Ooh. What a pass! What a move by Konzo. That's unbelievable. That's a risky decision, risky move to try early on in the race, but Konzo had so much more speed and a great run through the S's to get that job done.
I think, to be honest with you, he has to make it move, because look how much, look how far Jay Ghost is behind, well, would have been Thomas, so he just doesn't have the pace, and I think Konzo's going to go here.
Almost looks like Jay Ghost has maybe gotten loose or slid the tires.
Having a look at Ghost, sorry to speak over you, but we have action.
That's right, because looks like Konzo runs wide in the back. Jay Ghost just seems to not quite have the face. Maybe too much downforce. Maybe a little slide early, burning the tires up. The DRS will save him from Officer Juan for the time being.
It's going to be interesting to see what these Racing Point guys do, because we've got Alcatia who's just starting to edge ahead of Fruitful. It looks like the Ferrari of Fruitful and Lego and Jay have similar pace. I think Lego is going to have to pit first, just to try and get that undercut, because I don't see him catching Alcatia like this.
Fit of DRS if the gaps stay as they are at the moment. So Lego will have DRS, that advantage over Fruitful, and being 8/10ths back, probably not enough to make a pass, but enough to get yourself back closer and put yourself a little bit closer to stay that close to within the next lap. Although Fruitful seems to be holding the gap at about 9/10ths.
Oh, Wizard's really struggling on the straight. Oh, it's nearly 3 wide going through. Oh my god. It's just, everyone's close. Oh, Wizard put his nose in there. Doesn't really want to do that. Comes out, no damage, but yeah. I don't think Wizard needs to get involved with the soft runners right now. He's in a decent position. He'll have the advantage in the second stint. Let them go, let them battle, and you'll pass them. Dougie and Konzo have touched. Dougie's got damage.
I saw that bit of yellow front wing off of Dougie's car. And one bad thing about two-spell is, while these guys are battling in front of you, you're just going to lose time to them. You're going to lose time to them anyways on the softs, but you're going to lose even more time when you just have to sit behind them with the wing damage.
Yeah, but I mean, he's on the slower tyre anyway, so he'll need that time back on the after the pit stops, I'm sure.
Almost like I read the chat's mind about putting on the tires. See, Officer Juan. Yeah, Jay Ghost and Officer Juan. We even had that shot in the background, and for whatever reason, didn't pick them up. But yeah, Officer Juan and Jay Ghost. I think one of them might have tried a dive bomb into the chicane, and they both went off. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think it was Officer Juan and into the hairpin, not the chicane. Sorry to point out that.
The hairpin, yeah.
Error, David Croft. But yeah, it looked like Officer Juan tried to get past Ghost. Probably one of the only few places you can actually send it. So whether or not Jay Ghost just shut the door.
As we got Konzo and Taze Leroy side by side through the chicane. Taze will get DRS. He won't make up enough ground. So Konzo takes P8. I will say, for not having a setup, Konzo is doing somewhat impressively well at the moment.
For sure, yeah. I don't think it's so much like, you know, the 6.6 wings will be fine. You know, you can even go down as like a 3.6 or a 4.6. It's the suspension, it's the camber, it's the toe. That's where it'll really hurt him. You know, even the brake pressures especially. That's such a big advantage. Thomas is catching Simply, who is kind of in no man's land right now. Ferrero Rocher and Lego slightly drift, you know, losing ground with Fruitful, whether or not they're managing their tyres. I noticed yesterday when I had Mitch behind me that he pitted first, but although the undercuts were 3 seconds, if you come out in traffic, you lose that advantage, and then also you've lost 1 lap of tyre. So I may be thinking this is what the Racing Point guys are looking at.
Right after we got off of him, Taze Leroy looks like he's lost it.
I'm on board with Jamie now.
So it's a free spot for some of the back markers. Now, it is notable that Officer 1 pitted after that incident at the hairpin and went on the hards instead of mediums.
Yeah, mediums can definitely make it from here, but I have no idea where he's lost that.
Yeah, he lost it coming towards the chicane. Might have lost it 170R and just careened off. But a 2.1 second gap. Another thing is JF Roche has been all over the back of his teammate Lego. I know that Lego is looking to get as many points as possible to stay in the title hunt.
Lego just lost the back end slightly, and it's going to give Jay a tremendous...
Jay is faster and can fight for second if he gets by Lego.
Well, I think Lego has to put first. It could even be now. He is. Yeah. And I think Fruitful, Q and Alcatia have to react to this. They need to watch their little map and see where he can go. Because if Lego comes out in clean air, I wouldn't put it past him jumping Alcatia.
So Console gets a 5-second speeding penalty. He's into the pits as well. Lego's gone onto the hards. No, he's gone onto the mediums.
I'm really surprised by that.
Oh, he's gone onto the hards, yeah.
Officer 1.
On my screen it says he's on the hards, but I'm watching him, he's on the mediums, but...
No, he's on the hard.
Okay.
On the graphic and on the screen, he's on the hard.
Okay.
It's interesting because I know Dougie in the past, Belgium specifically, he said that he had more pace on the hard than the medium tire, and I'm just thinking, you know, Lego is an astounding guy. He's done his, he would have done his research. So this isn't just some punt. I think this is a strategic call.
And Thomas gets by Simply, and kind of an odd section. I don't know if Simply went off or. I know that Thomas right now is pushing as hard as he can. This is probably going to be an in-lap for Thomas to get off the soft tire, so he's going to try and put down a personal best, put it up to rich fuel and overtake, and look to maybe...
Fruitful's reacting.
Fruitful's in. And interesting that Al hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah.
Thomas isn't in.
Let's see where Fruitful... Yeah, he's out. Where's Lego? Lego's just coming out the outside of the chicane. I think Fruitful's got this. And I think the difference is the hard tyre to the medium. It's going to be close. But not that close.
I think
and with
Fruitful probably picked up.
Yeah,
Fruitful picked up some time.
Yeah, and look at a 2-spell between them. There's probably not going to be a whole lot of difference between the hards of Lego and the medium of 2-spell. So,
and really,
great call from Fruitful.
Yeah, Lego pitted too early because now he's going to be stuck behind 2-spell, who won't pit for another 5 or 6 laps. That'll lose him.
Yeah, but I think
a little bit of time.
Yeah, but on medium tire, he would have jumped him surely.
Yeah.
I think wrong choice of tire.
Meanwhile, JF Roche loses the back end a little bit. That seemed like an incredibly slow spoon. He's 5.5 seconds.
Yeah, Titchy in the chat just saying that there's not much difference between the two compounds, medium and hard. I'm not too sure. I didn't really practice the hard side, to be honest.
Yeah. So Al's in the pits, Jay's in the pits.
Lego on Wizard up to 130. Yeah, he's going on the inside. Oh, it's just gonna get nasty.
Oh, that's pretty clean. That was beautiful.
I think Lego's gonna go on the outside. Wizard needs to yield.
Oh, he cuts it.
Oh,
he cuts
it. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, he had no room. I think Lego.
I don't know if the game will allow him to do that. Maybe he's gotten away with it. Meanwhile, up front, Al comes out in front about the same distance for Fruitful. 2 seconds the gap. Well, Jay comes out behind Two Spell now, and it'll be another Force India try to get by the McLaren.
Roche coming up to the back of Two Spell, and I'm just wondering how much Wizard can fight. Lego picks up 3 seconds, but I think one of them will be for the chicane cut, which 100% should get removed.
It should get removed unless he gets another warning after that, which will be difficult to find, but...
Roche. It's just enough room. Wizard needs...
It's close. Oh, he turns in.
Oh, Wizard.
Yeah.
Wizard.
At least from our perspective, Wizard just turned in on him.
Yeah, he did not leave room.
And that's cost Jay 2 spots and over probably 10 seconds.
Yeah, at first, I mean, obviously 2 different point of views may result in a different outcome, but at first glance, it looked like not enough room was left. I don't know how the chat's seen it. Titchy, no comment. Oh, guilty, mate. Well, innocent until proven guilty, I guess. But I can guarantee you, Jay Ferrero under there is absolutely seething with that.
Calzo has come out in front of him as well.
Oh, it's just no fun for him right now.
So he's got a lot of work to do. We'll be keeping our eye on him if he can race his way back up to where he was in 4th. Meanwhile, Thomas, now the beneficiary of that incident, still got quite a lot of work to do. He's over 5 seconds behind Two Spell. He's still is yet to pit, of course. And I'd say, about how many laps do you think Two Spell will stay out?
Well, I think you can do 11 laps on full tank, so maybe as early as lap 15. So I'll go for another 3. I think lap 15, the end of lap 15, I think he'll pit. Yeah, sorry mate, Racing Point, I did say Force India, didn't I? Jesus, I'm stuck in bloody 2017, is what it is. Simply seems to have better pace on these mediums than Thomas does. When it was roles reversal on the soft, Thomas, it went over the king and he lost his back end and simply should get this done very simply.
Yeah, there's a little hitch in the turn coming to the front stretch, and it's really easy to just hit it a little bit off and lose the back end. That's exactly what Thomas did, simply up to P5. And now net P4.
Yeah.
Right now
simply since he's joined, he's really impressed me, to be fair.
He has been very clean. He's, I think, got bettered some results because he doesn't get the track limit issues that other drivers have gotten. But right now it's kind of a 3-horse race, and really all of those horses seem to be spreading apart. You've got Al, who has extended his gap from 2 seconds at the pit stop to 3.5. And then Lego's now dropping back, and his hard tires are not helping him keep track of the medium runners at the moment. He's losing ground to Fruitful.
Yeah, he's 7.3 behind now. Could see it's only going to increase. But around lap 20, 21, I expect the hards to come into their own.
Looks like Calzo is now starting to catch Thomas as well.
Thomas, he's really struggling with that kink on the start finish. Again, it looks, I'm on board with Calzo. It looked like he just went over it. Didn't quite lose back end as much as last lap, but still cost him time. And of course we've got J. Ferrer Rocher, who we all know he's extremely quick, so
hasn't really made any ground at all up to Calzo as well in P7, and he might just be taking it easy and try to not be any more incidents or accidents. Maybe wait for the drivers in front of him to be too aggressive.
Yeah, did Conzo, did he get damaged? Because he seems to have dropped right off, and he's on the hard compound.
I think that's yeah, I'm not sure.
Is that just a mistake, or?
Let's see, he has only had one stop. Yeah, he's on the hards, but
I think he's made a mistake there.
He must have went off, and then I think it's because being on the hard tires, you don't have any grip at all when you start off on them. And then you're just going to be slower anyways, so that's probably why he's stuck in P9.
I mean, not to compare these guys are a hell of a lot faster than what I am, and better drivers, but it does seem strange knowing that the mediums can get there.
Yeah, I guess maybe they think that the hards are more stable and they won't overheat at any point, regardless, as you can overheat the mediums.
Oh man, T-Spell's really these guys are catching Wizard like no rate. This is the lap that I thought Wizard would pit. You can see how early he's having to brake. I mean, it's just gaining so much in the braking zone. I wonder if he's going to try and stay out and just hold them up for Jay Ghost, his teammate.
Jay Ghost is...
Oh, he's too far behind.
Yeah, he's over probably 10 seconds behind this pack. They got Simply, Thomas, and Calzo. Calzo eyeing a move on Thomas.
Yeah. I think he's going to get it done if he sends it on the outside. Tom covers...
Oh, he went way deep. Thomas goes way deep. Left enough room for him to stay on the track. But Calzo makes the move.
Yeah, I think he went left to avoid hitting Simply. And he had to go left. And on the left was Calzo, so regardless of what he did, he was in no man's land.
And now Jay is all over the back. Maybe he might make a crossover move into the S session. No, just stay right behind Thomas. And one thing about locking up is it kills tires being on the mediums around this track. And once it feels like you do it once, you're liable to keep locking up again and again. So Thomas will have to be wary of his tires, as he's now already a second behind Calzo, who seems to just be flying on the medium tires.
It's quite spectacular.
Oh, Jay Ghost is off. Jumping back to, I believe that's Sector 1 at the end of Sector 1.
Yeah, he's flicked the inside curve, hasn't he?
And backed into the wall softly, so no damage, but now dropped back to 10 seconds behind Jamie in P12.
Calzo's getting on this. Calzo might do this now. Oh, he's waiting.
And what,
Oh,
right
yeah,
behind him,
Roche on the outside of
and
Tom.
Thomas. They left each other space from the overhead view. Thomas now a little bit better run down the straight, but
Browder's gonna get this.
Roche will get around the outside and take P6. So as two spell pits to go on the softs, and he'll be putting in probably the fastest lap.
Yeah, you'd have to say so. But Jamie's quite a way ahead. Jay goes for tyres. Can't say I blame him, he's a long way behind. Bit of frustration, but...
Yeah, I mean, the only position he'd probably vie for is P11 with Jamie, who will maybe have to pit again. Well, probably will have to pit again. 15 lap old mediums.
Yeah, for sure.
Meanwhile,
what pace Wizard's got, doesn't it? Like, he might burn them softs too quickly.
Meanwhile, Calso is running simply down for P4. Have a yellow in sector 1. That might be from the old incident.
Yeah, there's nothing happening. Tia looks comfy at front at the minute. 34 looks comfy in second, and Lego looks comfy in third. So nothing
is in DRS range.
Yeah, we need a safety carrier to neutralise the race. I don't think I've seen a safety car yet on this game.
I don't think we've had it in a league per se. We might have maybe once. I know we've had virtual safety cars, but at the moment, right now, the only battle that could be brewing is for P4. It's also worth watching if Two Spell can, how much ground he'll make up in the closing laps.
Oh, Wizards just fuck. Oh, he's just been it. He's touched the inside curve in sector 1. He's gone into the wall. He's lost it. He's got damage, and he's gonna have to pit. That is his race over.
And there goes our opportunity to see how far he can make his way up the field. Meanwhile, close to P5 is Calzo. Might try it into 170R. He's going to peek around the outside.
Yeah.
He's going to be smart about it. No, we'll send it on the inside. Late on the brakes, but does a great job there. But now Simply will have a better run. A little bit of a better run, but now Calzo with the DRS down the straight. Does he have the straight line speed? Yes, he does. Around the outside, and he will make it stick into turn 1. So got the move completed for P4.
What a race!
What a race from. Yeah, no kidding. Starting without a setup, missed qualifying, and now about as good as you can be. Good as you can ask for, essentially.
Yeah, just outright pace. Just absolute outright pace. And Ferrero Rocher, like, are we seeing Simply lose his tyres like he did in the first stint? Is that... is he over aggressive? Is his setup too aggressive on the tyre? Maybe that's what we're seeing, because...
Very easy possibility. Because you noticed how quickly he got by Thomas, but he might have burned him up pretty quickly, as now Roche is hunting him down just out of DRS range. And then Thomas, he's been, I think, slowly dropping back, but isn't altogether out of the conversation as well, back there in P7.
Yeah, it's a funny one, Thomas's pace. Clearly he's not slow, but I don't know if he's running too much downforce, maybe, I don't know. He's still in there. P7. He started in P7, I think. So hasn't lost any positions, hasn't gained any.
Yeah, Calzo up 10 places. Dougie's up 6. Jamie up 3. Everybody else is pretty much where they started, except for JF Roche down 2 spots. Taze Leroy will probably end up being the biggest loser, down 8 spots.
So far the mediums are holding up against the hards.
Right now, Calzo seems to be taking little bits and pieces out of the gap between Lego, but I don't know if there are enough laps or if he'll have enough life on the mediums to make anything of it.
Alcatia's coming to lap 2 spell wizard. Just shows you what 2 pit stops and 2 laps can do.
So simply,
I think as you say, the gap between Lego and Al in the standings was 20 points, I think. So
yeah, 20 points. So at the moment, it'll be down to 9 points going into Mexico next week.
10 points, yeah.
Well, Al, I believe, has the fastest lap. Yeah, so.
Has he? Really?
Yeah. That's, I believe, the last one that flashed by, so.
Yeah. Right, yeah, that'll explain it.
So 9 points in 4 races, pretty much dead even. When you consider a win gives you at least a 7-point advantage.
Yeah, and the momentum is
yeah, tremendous.
behind Alcatia at the minute, so.
It's very close from Roche to getting DRS on Simply within that 1 second window. Has 2 spell sets the fastest lap, so he takes it away. That bonus point, so it's... The only problem is 2 spell is not in the top 10.
Yeah, there's time for someone to retire yet. You got Jamie who, well, you have to say will have to pit.
Right.
But saying that, he may as well try and stick it to the end now, because if he pits anyway, he's not going to catch up 2 spells, so I think Jamie's going to go all the way, you know.
Yeah, now Roche really catching Simply now. Had the DRS to his benefit that time by, and the gap went from about 9/10 to 4/10.
Yeah, very similar ERS as well. Calzo, he's absolutely gone. Like, yeah, simply you can see him struggling in the corners.
Had a rough Degbatu exit.
I think Ferrero Rocher fancies go at Calzo, you know. He needs to make swift work with Simply.
Right. There's only 5 laps after this one, so not a lot of time left to make any moves at all. As really, you can tell through the middle of the corner, Roche is really, that's where he catches Simply.
Yeah.
Well, Simply gonna have to go defensive.
There's no point overtaking him here. You're just going to give away your advantage.
Stays right behind him.
Yeah, using his head.
Out of Cassia triangle, lost the back end in that dirty air.
Just lost it. He's not going to do it.
Yeah, he won't be close enough.
It's just so much more quicker through the corners. I think he might have to send this into the hairpin. I think otherwise he's looking at P5.
It has been quite odd how evenly Al and Fruitful have pulled their gaps out.
Yeah, I think that just further
It's been
shows more
about
how,
the same,
how
yeah.
much the medium tires clearly the tires to be on.
At this point, I don't think either of them really. You're not going to really be able to catch the next driver based on tire wear. Everybody will be about the same, and at this point,
Yeah,
I mean, Lego,
even if they,
yeah, Lego hasn't made any inroads at all.
No, yeah, I mean, maybe their differential is quite low, meaning they, limit their tire drag as much as possible, but they could coast now. They can coast. They've got the gap big enough. They're not gonna lose a position to the other person, so they can easily coast now.
Roche is trying the inside around Simply, and he gets it done. Simply, I'm surprised he gave up the inside like that, but Roche is through to P5.
Yeah, and Thomas is catching Simply. I think Simply's really struggling on them tires, On board with him. He's feathering it through the corners. He's already lost 8 tenths to Ferrero Rocher.
Now Thomas will look for P6 possibly. It took quite a lot of time, and Calzo is able to extend probably from about 1.5 to now 2.5 seconds to JF Roche, so I think it'll be difficult for Roche to catch him for P4.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Let me just have a look at that.
Two-Spell sets another fastest lap at a 1:30.3.
Calzo doesn't know. Yeah, Roche doesn't. Simply. So none of these guys have penalties, which is really good.
I believe Lego has 6 seconds. I know his name's popped up a couple times, although. So Calzo might steal away a podium.
Yeah,
if he
but
can get close
I
enough.
fully believe. I think one of them was for the wizard incident.
Right.
Which you'd have to say was given no room and had to avoid. Simply out of shape on the S's.
Say Lego took out about a second out of Fruitful as well. Still 5 seconds back.
Yeah, if Thomas wants P6, he'll have to do it on the track.
Kind of surprised Jamie made those mediums last for 23 laps now.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, he's quite outstanding, really.
It'll only be for a point, but if he can just get them to the end. Actually, he's still got a free pit stop as well if he wanted to. He'd still keep 10th. 43.7.
Yeah, he may as well do that.
He might as well just jump on softs.
Yeah. Get on softs. That's if he's got any softs. Actually, it wouldn't be worth it now, because if he pits now, lap 27, he would come out on lap 27, wouldn't he? So
yeah. So
actually,
Thomas,
no, he's on lap 25.
Is he gonna?
Sorry, he's on lap 25. So yeah, he can do it.
Thomas had the benefit of DRS, but not able to make the pass. Al leaves the session, so he disconnects. He disconnects. Can he get back in before his AI?
Jimmy pits.
So Jamie's good.
Hello. It's coming down. It's 5.5.
Right, it is. So Fruitful has got to drive as hard and clean as possible to steal away a win after unlucky disconnect from Al.
And I'm just wondering if someone sent Al a second invite. If he hasn't got a second invite, he's in a bang of trouble. Oh no, we don't want him to. No, I don't want him to lose it like this.
I will say that I've had the exact same thing happen in other league races, and it just feels terrible. As it's
Yeah,
now
well, there it
down
is.
to
There he is. You can see him.
2.5.
Fruitful,
Yeah,
Fruitful cannot believe his luck.
it's worth mentioning the AI is running at 40. So
Oh my god, Alcatia is going to lose it on the technicality here. Unbelievable, yeah. Fruitful, cute.
is he back in? No, he's not back in. It looked like he was
He can't get
unghosted
in.
for a second on my screen, but he's not.
Could you imagine if he? Could you imagine if he came back in now and they crashed out and Lego got the win?
That would be mad, but Fruitful goes through, and Fruitful lost the back end coming out of Degma 2.
Lego's there. Lego's there. I bet your Lego's laughing like a little kid. Oh my god. I think, yeah, maybe Perry's connection.
My connection definitely isn't the best.
Yeah, it's been a bit fuzzy, but it's been like clear enough. I get.
This is the best we could do, I guess. So it'll be close, but it looks like Lego's gonna take. Well, Lego's gonna have. I think. Well, Lego's gonna have an extra penalty, though. So
Lego's got penalty, so I'll probably get second anyway.
Yeah, I think Lego has 3 seconds. So.
Oh mate.
So it's Fruitful who takes the win. Lego comes across P2, but Al's goes to disconnect, still gets P2 with Lego's penalty, although those will probably be a field. Thomas has a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits against Simply, and now it's crashed into the wall, doesn't come across the line.
No.
I think there was a battle between him and Simply that we missed.
Oh,
so now he didn't get across the line, so Konso is going to take P7. Thomas isn't going to get any points. Unbelievable.
Two point.
And then he's going to get fastest lap.
Points. No, Jamie came in.
Jamie got fastest lap?
So
okay.
He's going to get the fastest lap, and he's going to jump up to 9.
Unreal.
So he's going to get 3 points.
What madness. We had the leader disconnect and end up finishing P2, and then we had Thomas, who is on for a P7 finish as Jamie sets the fastest lap.
That was, I mean, for large parts.
What a bizarre end.
What ending was crazy. Like nothing was making sense. Alcatia must be absolutely seething.
And
I mean,
two spells steals away, and that's why you stay in the race right there. You're so far behind, but you stay in the race to steal away a point after Thomas loses it at the finish line.
Yeah, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure in the past that I think it was Thomas who actually gave his win away when that happened to someone else. So, although Fruitful has one on track, whether or not he keeps that win, or I think there's going to be some sort of story or result change.
Yeah, we'll.
But my driver today, 100%, is definitely Calzo by a mile.
It has to be Calzo. That's what I'm going with. Up 10 spots from P14, missing qualifying, not having a setup to P4. As there are the final results prior to any stewards investigations. Fruitful takes the win from Al after Al disconnects in the final 3 laps. Lego stays third. Calzo, there's a chance Lego loses that penalty as well. Calzo P4. Roche, who should have probably finished 4th with the incident with 2 spell, now will come home P5 at the moment. Simply holds on to finish P6, and that's your top 6 at least. Dougie back in the racing at P8. 2 spell steals a late point away. P10. Jamie P9. Konzo P7, and Thomas wrecks in the last turn, headed towards the line and doesn't get anything, finishing P11.
I'm gonna bail. I don't know. Are you doing interviews tonight or?
I I'm
I'm gonna.
I don't I don't
Bail.
care, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna bail, man.
All right. We'll send some invites out and see if we can talk to a few people. See ya. Alright, at the moment, I only see JF Roche on, the race winner. We'll see if I'll send an invite out to the rest as well. Might just have the race winner for the time being. I think that's all we'll do because I don't really see anybody else. Hello? I'm trying to send invites, but I don't know how many will get in. Okay. Yeah. Alright. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get started now. We might have a few more join as we go, but that'll be alright. So we'll start off with Calzo, who drove an impressive race, an impressive finish after missing qualifying, not joining in time, to racing his way up through the pack, staying out of trouble, and almost coming away with a podium finish, finishing P4, up 10 spots. And I will say, Calzo, Ricky has just taken off, but he did anoint you as driver of the day today, so congratulations. I guess coming in, I guess you knew you were either going to be late or accidentally late, whatever happened. What were your thoughts, I guess, starting the race, knowing that you were going to have to race your way through? I will say, Calzo, can you go through your party settings and make sure your audio is set to be shared? Okay. I don't know why it's not working then. Uh, it might be my settings. Hang on. It should be good. I don't know then. So, anyways, we might have some technical difficulties there. So, I think that'll wrap it up. But thank you so much, Calzo, and great race, driver of the day. Now on to our race winner, as he drove a tremendous race and got lucky at the end with the late disconnect.
at the start, just passed him, which was great. But when he passed me, he was just too fast to keep on him. Still, yeah.
I guess
a pretty good race.
Yeah, fruitful. You know, we saw at the start you got a better start than L. You jumped out to P1L. When he got DRS, he got closer and made his way past you. I guess at that point, you know, strategy-wise, what was your goal to keep the? You did a great job keeping the racing points well behind you, though, and you definitely had the pace for P2, and then it turned into P1 when L disconnected. I guess how much time did you spend in preparing for Japan, and I guess were you expecting to come away with a win? I know Al and Lego are usually pretty fast, but I guess you were on for a solid P2. I guess, are you shocked by that, or are you glad and expecting a solid finish like that?
I'm really surprised. I came on half an hour before and just started to do time trial laps. I said to Thomas, this is gonna be nothing. I'm just gonna be driving around P7. My pace was absolutely trash, and then I came into the race, everything changed. I got so much momentum going, and it all went gold. I don't know how it happened. It was just a sudden burst of good energy. I don't know. Really weird.
A sudden burst of positive energy, but it worked out for you. You are the winner of the Japanese Grand Prix Season 3 Tier 1 of Contest of Speed. Congratulations, Fruitful. We wish you the best, and
Thanks.
Have a great time celebrating the win tonight, okay? Alright, so that'll do it here from Japan for Contest of Speed. It's been an eventful 3 races. We invite you to stay tuned, visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and our YouTube, as well as our website at contestofspeed.com. I am Perry the Dog saying so long. Everybody have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next week for the Mexican Grand Prix.